Okay, there we go. We're gonna try this bullshit again. Episode 46.2 of the Super Smart Gamescast because of horrible audio issues. But we're glad that everybody came back into the chat. We appreciate you guys as always, and we can kind of just
Super
pick up.
Deformed Gamescast remastered.
Yeah, we can just.
Now at higher resolution and twice the frame rate.
If this were a Telltale series, what I would say to everybody in chat right now is SDGC will remember that. So thanks for coming back. Doc, before you run and get your pizza, did you want to say anything else about what you've been playing this week?
Yeah, no, just really just a lot of Titanfall and a lot of business meetings, and that's it. Like, other than messing with a couple indie games and stuff. Like I'm gonna get started on, I don't even know what it's called, Oxenfree or something like that. I don't really know.
Oxenfree is amazing.
Oh, is it? All right. I got something to look forward to tomorrow.
Okay, let me ask you this, dude. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah, absolutely. I watched the entire thing in one night. I could not pull myself away and stayed up till like 8 a.m.
You will love Oxenfree.
I better, because it's not first person, so I'm a little worried.
You will love Oxenfree, dude. Like if you like Stranger Things, there's no fucking way you don't love Oxenfree.
That inspires confidence.
It's amazing, and it's one of those games where there's multiple endings, so it demands multiple playthroughs. But it's like a 3 or 4 hour game. So I mean, it's not like replaying it as it's like it's a chore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't John Dope say like he'd gone through like 3 or 4 playthroughs and still had stuff to uncover?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's an Oxenfree, yeah. I think, yeah.
How long does it take for one run through?
Like 3 or 4 hours at most. And that's depending, and like 4 if you're wandering around the island and kind of not doing anything. And I mean, dude, you can plow through it in 3, but they do something really cool with with dialogue trees. You know, basically all the audio is spoken, and you come up. It's kind of like a dialogue path, but it's very similar to Mass Effect in the sense that you've got a limited amount of time to say something, and you hit one of the buttons or one of the keys if you're playing it on PC, and you go with that answer, but you don't read that verbatim. You know, like it's more of a kind of the essence of what your character's going to say, and then you choose that, and then you see it all kind of play out. But it's a very it's a very paranormal based story about a bunch of kids on an island, fucking smoking pot, doing whatever, and all of a sudden some crazy shit happens. But dude, you'll love it. It's a fucking great game.
Huh. All right, I'll check it out. I'm gonna go shut my pizza off, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah, go do your pizza, man. We'll be here. Okay, so I'll so hopefully Enrique and Al join us later, but if they don't, screw it. We're gonna fucking keep on trucking. So I want to talk a little bit about what I played this week, which is basically No Man's Sky. I want to talk a little bit about that because there is kind of a shitstorm going on places like GAF and Twitter right now. This shit up on my camera. Okay. But there's a lot to be said right now about No Man's Sky. So right off the bat, I'll talk about my thoughts on the quality of the game. Like full disclosure, I mean this game it's not for everybody. If you do not like or if you're not a fan of games that focus on exploration or especially survival and crafting mechanics, then you're not going to like this. If you didn't like Ark, I'll caveat that. Like I hated Ark, but I love this. But that's because Ark was an incredibly. It was so ugly I couldn't play it. It's just not a very good looking game. And I'm not a graphics guy, and I'm saying that. But I hate Minecraft. I'm not a big Minecraft guy, and I absolutely love No Man's Sky. When you first get into your ship and you kind of lift off and you take off into the atmosphere and then you hit space and you see how big this game actually is, like the sight of it is awe-inspiring at first. Like I've never actually seen scope like this in a game, and you really get a sense of how big the game is when you're flying from one planet to another. I mean, if you're just going at a normal speed, it can take you up to an hour to get to some planets if you're not using your hyper boost.
Yeah, I think the first planet I tried to fly to said it was going to be like 5 hours before you engage the boost.
It's insane, dude. It's absolutely insane. And the game has been criticized for numerous things. One, the fact that a lot of people say, oh, the planets look the same. I've seen a few planets look the same. I've seen some planets that look radically different from others. I've seen barren wastelands. I've seen fiery planets where my suit was practically melting. I've seen planets lush with life, like big oceans. I found one planet was almost all water. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky, or But it almost seems like it's one of these games. And people are having meltdowns, by the way, over the reviews. Like I know Jim Sterling had his website DDoS because he gave it a 5 out of 10, which is just utter insanity. And I don't. I mean, it's no secret that I don't agree with Jim Sterling on much, but I mean, to DDoS his website because you don't agree with the review is utter fucking bullshit.
Can I devil's advocate
Yeah,
question
come on in,
here? What makes this better than, say, Elite Dangerous?
I don't know because I've never played Elite Dangerous.
Because like you're talking about like scale and how things feel huge and whatever. I mean, I got that in Elite Dangerous, but it was super boring because all I did was get resources and then go to the next place and get resources and go to the next place. People are like, well, you can walk on planets, but walking on planets, is that really like that big of a deal? Like I mean,
if you want resources, then yeah, you have to walk on planets, and that's where you get a bunch of your engagement with alien races, and you do trading and stuff like that. That's how you. I would argue that. 20. Well, no. 30% of your time is going to be spent flying, and probably 70 is going to be spent walking because it's a very resource-heavy game. I mean, the game demands that you farm resources. Unless you go to a space station and you buy them, but even then, you're going to have to visit a planet and collect things to sell. So now again, I haven't played Elite Dangerous. I would wager a guess that the aerial combat in Elite Dangerous is probably better than No Man's Sky because the dogfighting in No Man's Sky it's fun, but it's very rudimentary. It's not complex at all. You'll get a warning that hey, you've got some pirates on your ass, and they've identified some really really sweet cargo you got, and then they attack you. It's fun to have it play out, but I've also died every single time I've engaged in aerial combat because it's just not that intuitive. And maybe it's just my ship, but it doesn't control tight enough to kind of turn on a dime, and it's just there's no lock-on targeting system. It's just you have to aim, and it's not like you're shooting missiles, and you don't have any kind of incredible payload. You just got a black photon cannon on your ship. And my ship seems to be made out of paper, and this is after doing armor upgrades and stuff like that. So if I see, which is kind of disappointing because I love stuff like that. So if I see that I'm being locked on by pirates, I just escape to the planet's surface. I try to avoid combat entirely.
I recall that one video where he's talking like the IGN guy, and the IGN guy gets like chased by, or he might have been playing. Somebody was playing and got like shot at, and the IGN guy was like, so how do you can you hide like in Grand Theft Auto so that the sort of warning meter counts down or whatever? He's like, oh no, it's best if you just like leave the planet, and that just seemed kind of strange to me. Like you can't hide, like the Sentinels will just find you, like that seemed kind of boring.
It seems like the Sentinels will leave you alone after just like 30 seconds of
they will not even that. Not even that.
Yeah, it was like 15. Yeah, like 20 seconds. Because I mean, they get pissed off if you mine too much. So like, all I did was just start running in the opposite direction for like 20 seconds. And
it seems really random too. Like what'll piss a Sentinel off and what won't. Because like I had some wildlife attack me, and which is hilarious because it looked like an Ewok with a shell on its back. It ran up and started like beating on me. I was like, dude, get off. Like I felt bad about killing it. And I was like, you're too cute for me to kill, man. What the hell are you doing? But I shot it because fuck it, dude. It's dog eat dog. And this Sentinel came up and it scanned it, and it looked at me, and I was like, I had my multi-tool out, and I was like, let's go, motherfucker. And it just like kind of looked at me for a minute and then went off. And so it disappeared, and 5 minutes later I was mining some iron, and it came up and it was like, you did not touch my fucking iron. And it started shooting at me, and I was like, well, hold on a minute. I was like, what did I do? And all I did was I didn't feel like screwing with it, so I kind of did an experiment. I ran into a cave, and it took me about 10-15 seconds to get to the cave, but before I even got there, I turned around and it was gone. And I was like, oh, all right, well, it must not have cared about the iron that much.
Just get on my ship and fly away, and when you land, they forget about you.
Yeah, so like it.
Well, I mean, so what I'm afraid of is the entire game just feels like an entire game of nothing but like Fallout 4 procedural quests, where it's just like, just go out and just kind of do whatever and collect this nonsense for some, and it just doesn't really go anywhere.
So that's the impression I'm getting too. Is like, you remember how Borderlands is like we have 100 bajillion guns, but like none of the guns are very interesting because they're all like slight stat differences. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm building a game where it's like I'm sitting here going, okay, I want this gun to like turn you into a cloud of bats that flies you across the map and sucks the blood of the enemies you pass through. You know, like I'm trying to make all these really different guns.
Where the fuck do you get this from?
Nowhere.
No, just like, dude, the ideas that come out of your head. I don't know if they're madness or genius.
Well, I think in this case, yeah, I've been thinking about Infamous a lot, and I was thinking about that vampire DLC. I was like, that'd be cool if a gun could make you do that, and it kind of went from there. But you know, then I have another one that's inspired by the charged plasmid in BioShock Infinite, a lot of other stuff. But I always kind of get the impression that bespoke content is way more interesting than like procedurally generated content. Like it's cool to have lots of stuff, but I feel like the new factor wears off really fast. Because like I really liked Fallout 4. Like I know a lot of people didn't like it for a lot of different reasons, but I didn't love Fallout 4 the way that I loved Fallout 3 because, you know, Fallout 3 had so many really different things going on in the game, and you can talk about how much you hated the sewers or whatever, but I don't know, there was a degree of magic there. Like when I found that one like, I don't know, like grocery store where they had the like massive sort of Rube Goldberg machine going on in there. There's no like lore entry or anything. You're walking around, you find it. It's this weird building in the middle of nowhere, and then you go in and you find other sort of unique stuff. And in Fallout 4, I didn't have nearly as much as that. It felt like it was all sort of go to this place and do this thing you've done 50 times before elsewhere.
Okay, you know, Doc, I want to touch on something that somebody in chat just said because I think it's important. It's an important topic to cover given, you know, the fact that we're talking about No Man's Sky. So Marissa Hernandez, who I have never seen in chat before, and I am intimately familiar with everybody who has watched this for a long time. So Marissa, if this is your first time watching us, welcome. And if it's your first time speaking up, if you've been lurking for a long time, you should speak up more. We like engaging the people who watch us. But Marissa says Starbound is rated higher. That is a failing of the review system. How is that possible?
Everyone I know who plays Starbound loves it.
I will tell you how it's possible because Starbound is a better game. Starbound is a better game than No Man's Sky.
Doesn't Starbound actually have like an end state? Like,
well, not only that, but it's got a no-shit storyline. It's got bosses. It's got. I mean, not only is it a crafty, it's very similar to Terraria. If you've ever played Terraria,
Terraria has like a full story and a full.
Yeah, it does, and very similar to Minecraft. You can build a house. You can build settlements. People come. I mean, Starbound. Yes, it's 2D and yes, it's pixelated, but it is a much deeper game than No Man's Sky, just because something. And I'm not shitting on No Man's Sky.
It's also, I mean, just by the nature of it being smaller in scope.
Exactly. It's, you know, everything is, you know, it's scalebound. Jesus, Starbound is scalebound. I don't know where that came from.
We know things.
Yeah, Starbound by its very nature, because of its design, is a more intimate experience, focused on player interaction with, you know, the storyline, interaction with NPCs. Yeah, there you go.
You don't have co-op in No Man's Sky. Like, that alone is going to make people like it more. People will always, like, I like Aliens Colonial Marines when I'm playing with other people. It's a bad game, but it is fun to play.
Yeah. I don't know how anybody can shit on those Army of Two games. If you were playing that with another person, you were drunk, those are good times.
Yeah, like, any co-op game is infinitely better than a non-co-op game. So
except for Black Ops 3.
I bet if you and I played Black Ops 3 together, we would derive some sort of pleasure out of it.
Maybe
even if it was sick, twisted pleasure. You know, that's just kind of the nature of co-op games. When you're with your friends doing something towards a single goal, you're having a better time. And because No Man's Sky kind of hinted that it might be a thing, you know, they're like, it's possible but very rare. And then, you know, we fast forward a bit and they're like putting stickers over the online section of the box, or, you know, people are actually connecting and they're like kind of ignoring that. Whatever. The point is, No Man's Sky is very lonely in a way that Starbound is not. Yeah, and I'm not, you know, it's not saying that loneliness isn't inherently, it's not like loneliness is inherently bad. You know, the single player version of my game is going to get super lonely, and that was inspired by Shadow of the Colossus, which is super lonely.
Like the loneliest game.
Yeah, so like loneliness itself is not inherently bad, but the reason Starbound is rated better is because you can have fun with your friends.
Well, I just think Starbound is a better game. I mean, you know, to me, it's more engaging. It's more fun. I mean, No Man's Sky is a really, really good time. But Brandon, Brandon made me think about something earlier, and I think it's something important that needs to be touched on. Is what kind of legs is No Man's Sky going to have? Like I'm having a good time 12 hours in. I'm exploring planets. I'm logging. I'm an explorer. I'm exploring space, which I've said multiple times.
I mean, the game's been out for 3 days now, and I was going on Twitch streams earlier, and I was watching people. Every single stream I turned on, they were still mining rocks. They were just mining different rocks for more valuable resources with a more powerful mining tool.
Well, people don't even understand there are better ways to make money. I mean, just make a shitload of bypass chips and sell those.
Is that fun? Is that fun?
I mean, it's quick.
Bypass? Is that fun?
Yeah, quick is fun, dude. Quick is quick. Like, it can be fun, but it's not necessarily.
But then what do you do? Yeah, okay, so what do you do with those resources once you get them quickly then?
So, here's the thing.
What's the answer to that? What do you do with all the shit you're collecting?
The most fun I've had with No Man's Sky so far is watching Jeff Green stream it and die.
Here's the thing about No Man's Sky. This game is going to live or die based on the support that Hello Games gives going forward. And I said it on Basement Radio Arcade podcast the other night. If Sean Murray continually adds new and exciting things to the game, the potential is there for No Man's Sky to be a truly, truly amazing game.
What can you spend your galactic credits on?
So more basically either new ships, a new multi-tool, or more resources.
A new multi-tool to mine more resources? I don't understand. Like, what are you doing?
What makes that fun? You're just going like the reason that I enjoyed Mass Effect 1 and those really barren, boring planets is because there was always some sort of context to them. Like, I had real quests to go do as well. Like, it would be like, yeah, go to this planet and find the biotics who are all insane and talk them down. Or, you know, I need you to get a suit of armor for Rex that is like his family's personal belonging. And so there were like these personal quests, and you had your crew, and you talked to your crew, and your crew like a lot of the stuff had personal meaning. And No Man's Sky looks like it's sort of just a loop of like do this mechanic to get this mechanic to go to another planet. So just kind of go to different planets. Now I haven't played it, so I can't like really talk about it yet because I'm waiting for the PC version. But
hey, Doc, real quick, I want to give a shout out to our pal Look at Me Go in chat. Anybody in chat, I highly suggest you tune in on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look at Me Go is going to be joining us as we live stream some Uncharted 4 multiplayer, and I highly recommend you guys tune in for that because reasons. I'm hinting at something, but I'm not going to give anything. I'm not going to give anything away for his benefit. So please join us on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, Doc, continue.
I lost track. Thanks.
I know. Sorry about that, man. That was my way of shutting you up.
Mass Effect is personal, and therefore I don't mind going to boring planets because I had a mix of like things to do that were meaningful and the stretches of nothing. Like there was. Let's call it pacing. It is a like different kind of pacing. You do two very different things. Sometimes you're at the Citadel with lots of people. Sometimes you are on these barren planets. And it sounds like in No Man's Sky, it's really just do the same thing over and over again. It's not like on this planet there's a war going on with a bunch of different aliens, and you can pick a side and join in and start shooting.
Yeah, see, now we're talking. That's something.
You know, I mean,
that would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Is just like. I'm still in that sort of what do you do phase because it's hard for me to believe that the game is literally just mine for resources to get to the next planet. Because like all it sounds like is basically you're traveling across galaxy or across universe or whatever, and you're stopping at gas stations every once in a while. That's what it sounds like, and that's what all the streams have looked like.
That's essentially what it is. I mean, here's the thing. Like I'm having a good time doing it because this game is like I think for the vast majority of people who are truly enjoying it right now, this game is wish fulfillment. You know, like I have always wanted a game where I can just hop into a starship and zoom across space with zero restrictions. And
I do see the appeal.
And I've got that. You know, I've got that now. The question is how long is the honeymoon going to last?
I mean, what I've seen from reviews is about 10 hours.
And so like I can already see how this would grate on somebody's nerves. Like for example, when we end the stream tonight, I'm not gonna play No Man's Sky. I'm probably gonna play some Overwatch with Brandon, and then I'm gonna play Resident Evil HD Remake because.
Can I play some Overwatch with y'all?
Of course you can.
There's some good gaming.
Yeah.
Resident Evil,
We're
that's
we're
all
gonna
right.
do some Overwatch, and then I'm gonna do some Resident Evil HD
I am-
remake because I still haven't
I'm
finished that. And I'm
so-
ashamed.
So ready for that Resident Evil 4 release. I think.
Oh my god, end of the month, right?
Yep.
That's
It's August. I think it's August 30th.
Dude, that's something else we need to talk about. You brought this up on Twitter today, man. Like from now till December is fucking insane.
Yo, I'm gonna be buying like two $60 games a week.
Dude, I don't know.
Between,
my
like,
wife's
between
gonna do
October and December, like it's crazy. I was looking at the release schedule and it's just like I want that, I want that, I want that. Like fucking new Titanfall 2 single player footage today. It looks amazing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hyped.
Dude, I'm
It's
going
just
fucking.
everything is good. It all kicks off with Deus Ex.
Enrique from Basement Radio Arcade has joined us.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Can you guys hear
There
me?
he is. Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you just fine, dude. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining the party,
what's up?
man.
Yeah, so sorry I was late. Was having some technical difficulties, and I realized, wait a minute, I can do this on my Galaxy Note 4.
I told you that. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah.
But no, we are very happy you're here. We're actually talking. So you missed the entire No Man's Sky discussion.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Yeah, but we talked about this plenty on BRAP the other night.
Yeah.
Right now, Enrique, we're talking about how fucking insane the release schedule from now until December is for gaming. Period.
I'm going to start driving for Uber soon.
There you go. Not bad.
So, yeah, just to get some extra fucking funds for all the games that are coming out.
You know, dude, Sony predicted this in 2006 when they said you'll get a second job. They predicted this. This is they were talking about what's happening right now.
Exactly.
I'm trying to be real picky about what comes out this year, so I've got Deus Ex and Forza Horizon pre-ordered, and I'll probably get Gears of War and maybe one or two other games, and that's it. It'll be Titanfall and something else.
Probably Call of Duty.
Yeah, probably Call of Duty. Actually, wait, I have Call of Duty pre-ordered, so I'm already getting that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting Infinite Warfare solely to get Modern Warfare remastered.
I want both of them, so I'm good.
Yeah, after seeing that E3 presentation, like space dogfighting is my jam. It's why my favorite indie game this year is House of the Dying Sun. Like,
and it's going to do it so much better than No Man's Sky does it.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like
I
honestly,
saw that and I was just sitting there going, "Is this the new Ace Combat?" Like,
dude, that was like, just to kind of veer it back to No Man's Sky for just a second. That is the most disappointing aspect of the game for me is the fact that the aerial combat so far just is not. It's not good. It's not good at all. And for a game where a large part of it is you're traveling through the infinite vast reaches of space, where there's freighters and space pirates and space stations. You better have some good.
Hey, if Skyrim could win Game of the Year 2011 with that shitty ass fucking combat, then clearly it is not a requirement for anyone.
Skyrim was like, when I played that, it was super easy to get into Skyrim, like to just kind of hop in that world and become a character in their world and run around doing stuff in the world. Like Bethesda's always been really good at that. It's easy to get lost in a Bethesda game, regardless of how polished the mechanics are.
Yes, I am more excited for Skyrim Remastered than I am a lot of games coming out this year, and I feel no shame in saying that because, man, I just want to be a warrior running through.
So I'm getting it for free. I'm thinking about starting over one last time, and this time not modding it.
I'll give it a real chance this time.
You should, because mods are going to be available, and it's going to be fucking amazing. And I know people could say, John, you can do that right now on PC, but shut up with that noise.
Kraken in chat, I just want to say that Witcher 3 deserved all 280 plus Game of the Year awards.
While we're waiting, for that, what else is coming? So, August itself, like I've already spent so much money. I mean, I spent, you got No Man's Sky this week, and then next week you've got Bound, which I am really looking forward to.
What is Bound?
When is Bound? It's next Tuesday, right?
What is it?
I'm trying to recall from memory what I read. You are a dancer, and you are, I don't know, like tripping balls. Like that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that description told me exactly which game it is.
You're a dancer tripping balls.
Yeah, I know what game you're talking about now. I'm not really that sold on that. This is gonna sound bad because I beat Quantum Break and I didn't totally love it, but I'm thinking about getting that collector's edition for PC.
I just want to point out real quick, real quick. Our chat is jumping tonight. Everybody's talking to each other, and that's one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
I hate that I can't see the live chat right now.
I just want to tell you guys, tell everybody in chat, I love the fact that you guys actually talk and engage with each other. I've watched other podcasts where either nobody's talking to each other, nobody's commenting on what's being said, or everybody's just throwing racist insults at each other. So it's really awesome to have you guys here. That just it warms my cold, lifeless heart.
Trying to think of some racer insults I can offer, and like my Lamborghini is faster than your Geo Metro.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, I've had racers on the brain all day. I am super hyped for Forza Horizon 3. I think it's going to be one of the best games this fall. And I realize it's a very specific thing, because if you don't like racers, you probably won't care.
I can't wait to play it on Steam. Ooh, is that too soon?
I don't think that one's actually ever going to come to Steam. I think the Alan Wake guys got away with it, Nordic and Remedy, because they did Alan Wake and it did really well on Steam. I don't think Microsoft wants to put Forza on Steam. But yeah, Horizon 3, that emphasis on off-roading in that game is going to make it huge. I'm still trying to get all, you guys know me, I don't get my 1,000 gamer score. I'm trying to get it in Forza Horizon. It's one of the very few games that has actually done that to me. The last game I got, the trophy equivalent in an Xbox game, was Assassin's Creed 2. So normally I just play games once and move on. With Forza, I'm actually still playing 2, 3 years after it came out, 2 years after it came out. I can't stop. It's good.
So I want to real quick. I want to give a quick shout out, Doc, to JT in chat, who couldn't join us in the podcast tonight, but he's in chat. And now that he's here, this is a perfect time to read a statement that he wanted me to make for everybody in chat and for everybody here on the panel. So this is verbatim from JT. He says, "Make sure everyone knows I'm there in spirit, and have this to say about No Man's Sky. It's everything I wanted and such a surreal experience. It's dominated every waking free moment I've had while I've been on the road, and can't wait to discover more. The art direction is perhaps its greatest strength, and the feeling of freedom in the game is something I haven't felt since playing Grand Theft Auto 3 for the first time. Magical stuff. Also, I've played 0 Rocket League this week."
Wow.
That to me, the last one to me is really what's important.
So, can we try to decipher this message and find the code that says "Help, I'm being held hostage" or something?
Yeah.
That is not possible.
Something's wrong.
Let me make sure every second letter and every word isn't capitalized or something.
It's probably going to say something like, "Help, Sean has me trapped at Hello Games headquarters."
Either that or oh, dude, seriously. So somebody in chat says you guys should read mail more often. You guys should send us mail.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually not a bad idea.
Send us mail and we'll read it. I'll tell you what. Everybody in chat right now, if you send questions every week to superdeformedgamescast@gmail.com, I guarantee you we will read your questions.
You've got mail.
We will read your questions. Period. In fact, I'll put it right here in chat, and you guys can email this shit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Looks like Flunky got a phone.
Wait, so
what he just said in chat.
JT is the man. I agree. Okay, so anyway, what the fuck were we talking about before I went off on JT?
I heard
not playing Rocket
Titanfall
League?
2. Who's getting Titanfall 2?
Oh, I'm getting Titanfall 2.
Dude, that single player looks good.
Yeah, me too.
I literally spent 4 hours with some programmer friends yesterday just playing the first game and trying to understand how that game's mechanics actually function. Not even lying. That's all we did was shoot some NPCs and then spend the rest of the time running around maps trying to understand how wall running actually works. Because we're trying to rip it off. Not really, but we're trying to understand different games' wall run implementations, and Titanfalls feels really good. So we've been talking about how they do that. Did you know you can do partial mantles? You can climb up a surface and then hang on it, but it's not the normal aim wall hang. It's a different wall hang. There are two different wall hang mechanics in the game. It's crazy.
I know nothing. So look,
I didn't know that.
I've never played Titanfall. I never played 1 minute of Titanfall. So
it's better than Overwatch.
You got some good times ahead of you.
I'm looking forward to Titanfall too, dude.
So
that campaign looks like fire.
If I had to decide between Titanfall or Overwatch, that would be too much for me.
It'd be like a Sophie's Choice situation.
I love them both. Yes.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 with the campaign. I mean, this is the first. Like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, this is the first single-player campaign that Muhammad Alavi has worked on since Modern Warfare 2.
Muhammad Ali?
Alavi.
Oh, okay.
Alavi.
He's Muhammad Ali. I was like, how? He's dead.
Too
Yeah,
soon.
he's the guy who came up with all the best levels in Modern Warfare, in Modern Warfare 2. So knowing that he's back on this single player game has me super excited, especially because he really gets to stretch his level design muscles and do things that are more than just realistic shooting. So
I'm sold.
not realistic, but grounded. I don't know. Because Call of Duty is definitely not realistic, but. Yeah, when I saw that E3 trailer where you get thrown all the way across the map by your robot into a wall run, like I just got super pumped.
I feel like that's a metaphor for something, or you could turn it into a metaphor for something.
Titanfall is probably one of the most gifable games of this generation. Just like like every match has something fucking awesome that you're just like, I haven't seen that happen before. Like there was just like people said there's not enough content. Like I played the game for 100 hours and I was still seeing things, even if it was the same maps, I was still seeing moments of gameplay happen that I hadn't seen before. There was interactions between the pilots and the Titans that I just hadn't seen before. People were still figuring out wall running routes and stuff. Like
do I need to go back and play Titanfall before I play Titanfall 2?
No.
It's a multiplayer game, so you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah.
But, like, it's super fun. So like, if you see it on sale for like $10 before Titanfall 2 comes out, grab it and play with me, dude. Like, I'll play it with you.
I'll play it, dude. I'll play it. Yeah, I mean, shit. Why not? Fuck it.
They also made all the maps in the season pass free, so it's got a ton of stuff. They added a bunch of new modes over time. Like
Last Titan Standing was my favorite, other than.
I enjoy Frontier Defense, even though it's not really well balanced. Super hard.
Last Titan Standing was like Counter-Strike, where it's like it was 5v5 and each player starts in mechs. But then like once you got a mech, if you lost your mech, you couldn't call in a new one. So it's just like this nice little process of elimination between the two.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
So let me ask you guys this. With Resident Evil 4, and this is just not to steer the conversation away from Titanfall, but since we're just kind of broadly talking about what's coming out this year, I am super excited for Resident Evil 4. I think this will be the 8th console I've played it on.
Capcom just keeps crapping that game out. It's
I played it on GameCube and PC.
Has there been a game that has been ported to more systems than Resident Evil 4?
Doom.
Yeah, Doom, of course.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good.
Doom's been literally ported to
Doom is on the Raspberry Pi, dude. I've seen it on
everything.
calculators. So, Doom is probably the #1 most ported. Tetris is probably #2, and Pac-Man is probably #3.
Pac-Man's everywhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of Doom, has anybody played the multiplayer DLC?
What?
Does anybody play multiplayer Doom?
What?
I still haven't even played Doom yet, single player.
Enrique, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, what? It's the best game you will play this year.
I refuse to let you make the same mistake with Doom that you made with Wolfenstein.
I'm backlogged.
Doom is one of those.
Of your backlog pile.
I'm just gonna let Doc speak on it. Speak on it, Doc.
Like, Doom is really interesting because they made Rage, and nobody but me liked Rage apparently.
I did not like Rage.
Rage was good.
I loved Rage personally, but I love.
Okay, good, because I love Rage.
It was almost good.
I wish they had like 500 times more on-foot exploration than they did, but Doom is better than that. Okay, Doom. First off, Doom understands that movement is the most important thing in a shooter, which is true. Movement is more important than shooting. Shooting is just a means of creating new kinds of movement. So Doom has all these really good guns, and it starts off kind of slow, but as soon as you get to your jump boots, and I want to say the 3rd mission, it takes a whole like new dimension. It's fast, it's brutal, and it does something that I've always wanted to see in a shooter, which is it characterizes you without having you speak. So your character will like fist bump certain things or punch, screens in the face that have people telling story at him, and he doesn't want story, he wants to shoot things. Like it's a character who feels like in perfect sync with you. And then they put you in this level design that is absolutely brilliant. It's the best level design in a shooter I have seen since like 2004.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, literally, like it's a masterclass of good game design. It is. Wolfenstein felt like the warm-up to Doom. Like Wolfenstein felt like it was preparing the way for Doom, right? Like it was like, hey everybody, something great is coming down, and Doom hit, and like, I mean, my favorite mission is the that one tower one that actually feels like it's ripped straight out of Half-Life
there's
1.
all the platforming. I like.
Yeah, it's
I
a
like that. I
crazy
saw
amount
lots
of
of people complain about it. I like.
Yeah,
it.
it's my favorite level in the entire game. It's literally flawless. And
Yeah,
then
there were some great combat encounters there. You're fucking.
the enemy variety is amazing. The upgrade system is really solid. Like it's not even it doesn't feel tacked on. It actually feels essential and interesting because it encourages you to try playing different ways. So I forgot to mention this in the games I've been playing. I started Doom over this week. I tried to play it on a harder difficulty and decided that I didn't really like the speed that was at. I wanted to feel like a force of nature, so I kept the difficulty on sort of a normal difficulty. But I'm kind of still unlocking things, and it's great. I love Doom. It is my game of the year.
So basically, I need to pick it up.
Yeah, basically, like
Yeah.
Long story short, like
Yeah, pick up the game.
if we could take that and condense it into a bite-sized blurb, Doc would just say, "Fucking play Doom."
It is
Yeah.
the only, like I would say it's the only game. Like if you had one game you could play this year out of all the games that came out, it would be Blood and Wine for The Witcher. But after that, it would be Doom.
I still need to play Blood and Wine for The Witcher. I haven't played it yet.
You're not
Blood and
missing
Wine
out.
is
You're not
Blood and
missing
Wine
out.
is like getting The
Better
Witcher
than Dark
4.
Souls?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Shut the fuck up, Enrique. Get off my podcast.
The Witcher 3 was the best game last year, and Blood and Wine is the best game this year, but Doom is the second best.
That's completely 100% not true. I'm just throwing it out there. But Dark Souls 3 is clearly the game of the year for 2016. Right behind that is Uncharted 4. Sorry, Doc.
I got bored trying to kill a dragon on a bridge and stopped playing.
That's like 2 hours into the game.
Yeah,
I know, right?
right?
That's how quickly I get bored.
That's pretty early on to get bored.
Yeah. I don't normally get that bored. I'm going to go back to it eventually, but like
You don't have to kill the dragon.
I know you don't have to kill the dragon. I only did it because the dragon pissed me off and I wanted to kill it. And then I got bored anyways.
The dragon is actually quite helpful. He kills all the.
He kills all those
He
mobs.
He kills all the minions.
Yeah, he kills all the mobs, so you can just run straight
Yeah.
through.
Yep.
Yeah, but apparently there's stuff up top if you kill him that you can get that's pretty useful. So
Yeah,
Probably.
but I mean, all it is I mean, it's just like souls and you can pick up stuff, and there's a claymore up there. But
I know. For me mostly it's there's a dragon. I'm gonna go kill it. Like it literally is just seeing a dragon, knowing it has to die. Dragons all must die. I advocate dragons.
Don't worry. If you keep playing, you will get to kill a dragon, and it will be
You
fucking
will.
awesome.
Okay, I want to
And-
kill all of the dragons.
now I want
none
to play
escape
Dark
my
Souls
fury.
tonight.
Oh my god, I need to get to that dragon in Dark Souls. I heard that
Yeah.
dragon is badass.
Which
The-
one?
The one that you can actually kill.
There's one. Yeah, there's one
The
towards the end of the
Oh,
game.
are you talking
Yeah.
about the ancient worm?
Yeah.
All the dragons in Dark Souls are super small though. It's weird.
No,
Yeah.
not the ancient wyvern.
Not the
Wyvern
big
is
one.
fucking
The one in Dark
enormous.
Souls 2 is not.
And Dark Souls 3 also has the most difficult Dark Souls boss I have ever encountered. Harder than Ornstein and Smough was the Nameless King.
Yeah, fuck
If-
this king.
The Nameless
I-
King, dude. I tell people the Nameless King is tied with Ornstein and Smough for the only Souls boss I have ever had to summon co-op help on.
I had to summon 2 other people to beat him.
So did I.
Holy shit.
Other people. I tried it solo for 2 days, and I was like, I can't. And then I tried it for a couple hours with other people, and I was like, nope. So and it took 3 people to take that motherfucker down, and dude, the feeling I got when I finished him, like, dude, Brandon will tell you, dude, my goddamn heart was pumping. I was having heart palpitating, like my palms were sweaty, like, dude, like we finally beat the Nameless King, and I screamed at the top of my lungs, and my wife like she's upstairs and she's like, "You all right?" And I was like, "I beat the Nameless King," and
John,
she's like,
did you go Fetty Wap after?
I did. I went and Fetty Wapped, and she was like, I was like, "I beat the Nameless King," and she says, "I have no fucking idea what that means." Is that a code for something, or?
I just want to say that the reason I'm trash talking all the dragons in the Souls games, and I've seen every single dragon in Souls games. I've looked them all up. The reason, and I've actually played against some of them. The reason that I'm saying they're small is because the dragon that we're working on in my own game is so big that it carries an entire city on its back. Like, what we're trying to do is build this map that actually undulates as the dragon's body, like, arcs, because it's more like a Chinese dragon. This thing is huge. It's intense. Like, the the intent is to make it bigger than like Kronos in God of War. It's supposed to be huge. So that's why I'm trash talking them. My dragons are going to be bigger. But that's my plan.
I want somebody to take a shot every time Doc shamelessly plugs this game during this episode.
Super Deformed Drunkcast.
Super Deformed Drunkcast.
Speaking of which, you said I could.
Actually, yes.
Link the newest art for the game. So
I did. Is there a way you can link that in YouTube or?
I don't know. I think it blocks us from.
Try it. Try it anyway, just to see.
Maybe not if you're a mod. I don't know.
Try it anyway, just to see.
Am I a mod?
E of the Dead asked an interesting question a little early. Let me scroll up and get it here. It was a question: does Sony have a big fall game? Is it really Last Guardian? Feel like it might bomb? One, I don't. So, and I'll throw this out to you guys, but the Last Guardian isn't going to sell. I mean, define bomb. Like, bomb is relative. Like, how much did the game cost to make?
A lot, given based on the length of time it took to actually make that game.
But I mean that doesn't necessarily equate to cost. For all we know, that game languished for 7 years, and then they fucking picked it back up, and they were like, okay, we need to fix this now. There
were still people employed getting paid wages for the whole time.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see how much it costs to actually make The Last Guardian when all's said and done at the end of the day. That is not a game. The Last Guardian, those games don't sell millions and millions. I mean, it's a fucking Ueda game. I mean, those games don't sell millions and millions of copies. Much like Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, those games are targeted at a very niche audience.
I mean, Shadow of the Colossus came out at the very end of the PS2's life cycle.
Very end of the life cycle.
And it still didn't set the charts on fire.
Not at all.
And the PS2 being one of the most successful consoles.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it day one. I mean, make no mistake.
I think it's gonna sell maybe at the absolute most optimistic I could possibly be. I'm thinking maybe 4 million copies by the end of the year.
I was going to say 2 to 3 million.
2 to 3 million, yeah. At most 4, I think. Which is, I mean, to be honest, with
I'm going to go 10.
With one of those games, 4
million. They have
million.
first person shooting to it.
Nostalgia.
4 million for a Ueda game would be really, really good. That would be really good.
I couldn't upload the picture in the chat, so I've just posted it on my Twitter. So
there you go. Everybody go to @ForgetAmnesia, and you guys can check out some art from Doc's game.
Ooh, I gotta check that out. Sweet.
And I'll retweet that as well. But honestly, I think this is going to sell more than Eco and Shadow of the Colossus simply based on the mystique behind the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's gotten way more attention. It's been built up into this mystical thing that people.
Yeah, it's very much we're in a Duke Nukem Forever situation where it's been talked about so much that it's going to sell really well regardless of any other, anything else about it. It could. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad or anything. I think it I'm not really impressed by any of the footage I've seen, but. Regardless of its quality, it's been hyped so much and talked about so much that it will do well just on that alone.
It's got a lot of mind share in the gaming public.
Yep. Yeah. And honestly, I think it's going to. I mean, people are throwing out what they think it's going to review in chat. I think it's going to review very well. These games always do. He makes good games, and
he quit working on it partway through, and I'm wondering if that was because he couldn't get it where he wanted it to be. I don't know.
There's an interesting story there.
I look at it and I sit there going, this looks like a Navi simulator because all you do is walk around telling a monster hey, listen. His entire concept for the game was I didn't want you to do anything in the game. I wanted the monster to do it. So all you do is tell the monster what to do, and it's that doesn't sound fun to me.
I mean, Eco wasn't really fun either, so.
Yeah, but people liked it. People liked the mood, whatever. I don't want to it could be great. I'm not trying to say it's good or bad or whatever. I just
those games are not for me. I don't judge them. They're just
regardless of quality, it will sell pretty well. But I don't think it will. I don't think it's gonna kick Halo 5's butt. Halo 5 is probably gonna.
Dude, it's not supposed to. Dude, it's not supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know a lot of the fans want it to, but I think Halo 5 is gonna remain the best-selling console exclusive of this generation for a while. Maybe until Halo 6.
That's pretty sad.
It is kind of sad, because Halo 5 is not a very good game.
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the campaign wasn't that good.
I hope Gears of War 4 is better, significantly so.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I don't know how it can't be.
I don't have an.
Rod Ferguson is a great guy.
The things I've heard about fucking Halo's campaign.
I'm just looking forward to that Dark Souls 3 DLC that you know is coming out this winter.
Did you ever hear my summary of Halo 5's campaign?
I believe I did. I think you shared it on the podcast last week.
Okay, then I don't need to do it again. But yeah, that game was a mess, and it's.
What was that boss fight that they kept repeating? It was.
That's the Warden.
The Warden.
The Warden, yeah.
2 attack patterns, and all they do to change them up is add more. And I was told by somebody familiar with the goings-on at 343 while it was under development, that at one point they also had a bunch of knights as adds in that final fight with the Warden. So like you're fighting 3 Wardens and a bunch of adds, and like the testers could not beat it. My personal experience with the game was I shot like the regular soldier enemy who's like supposed to be weaker than an elite roughly. Like stronger than a jackal, weaker than an elite. I put an entire clip from the assault rifle into him and then hit him with like a shotgun round or 2, and he took me out in one punch and did not die.
Oh well, at least it's not as bad as Black Ops 3's campaign.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could go either way.
Wait, no way. It can't be worse.
Yeah,
it's not humanly possible.
I don't know. Like Halo 5 literally is like Cortana is evil now, and you're playing a guy who just kind of sucks at everything. And like, I mean, one level is literally you just riding around, like blowing up a couple different objects on the map, while Cortana reads your like wiki page. Like, she literally just reads everyone's personal history.
I never played Halo 5, but I thought the fact that Cortana was made the antagonist was actually pretty cool.
I don't.
Halo 4?
Yeah, it was. Well,
I played Halo 4, but I know she went rampant. But I thought she was done. Like I thought she was dunsies. You know, like I thought Cortana was.
This was pretty obviously what they were planning the whole time, and I think it's crap.
Well, at any rate, to get back to Edith's point about the Last Guardian, we've said it before.
Man, we got in a tangent.
We went and that's all we do on this show is go off on tangents. It's amazing anybody actually sticks around to listen to us. And I'm the worst offender, unfortunately. But honestly, dude, Sony doesn't need a big game during a big exclusive during the holiday. I don't think. I mean,
you saw that last year.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, and we'll say it again. If exclusives at once upon a time, back in those magical days of the PlayStation 1 and the OG Xbox and the PlayStation 2, and exclusives absolutely push consoles.
I mean,
there's no doubt
about the game. I mean, Sony's got new hardware coming out.
Yeah,
they got the PSVR coming out. Do they need a flagship?
They
game?
don't because
they've got Horizon coming next year. So it's like they've got stuff coming down the pipe.
If their spring is going to be bigger than this fall, and that's okay. I don't really think it's as big a deal.
So like here's the deal, like I said, we've said it before. If first party, I can't too much bourbon and I can't talk. If first person software pushed consoles, the Wii U would be leagues ahead.
Exactly.
No, okay. I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Oh, here we go. Come on, let's hear it.
First person. You got me doing it now.
First party software, yes.
First party software is really important. Okay. I gotta disagree with you. I think first party software is really important, and I think the reason that Nintendo is not doing so well is simply because their first party output is not as good as a lot of people think it is.
No, dude, I'm not even a Nintendo lover, and I can't get behind that.
Or we could say it's at least not what people want right now. Do you really need another Mario platform?
That's bullshit.
Yes, you do.
I think if Nintendo went third party, their games would sell in fucking droves.
Bajillions.
I think so too, but I think that people want to be able to play other games from other parties, and Nintendo has sort of a very narrow bandwidth in what they put out, and people want more variety in that. I think we saw at E3, the most exciting conference at E3 for like everyone seemed to be the Sony conference, which had like God of War, which had
that shit was insane.
Whatever that it had Horizon. I mean, I want to play those games, you know? Like, yeah, those games, like, that's a different, like, sort of bracket of game, and I think more people are wanting that right now than yet another Mario platformer. Even though it's, like, a really good top-tier platformer or whatever, like, I think at some point it gets a little bit tired. They're not making Metroid Prime, which is what we all actually want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
they're not like I mean, I looked at like all of the most recent games. Like it's
you're
Kirby.
you're saying this as right as soon as Zelda was like the game of the fucking show. The runaway game of the show.
I will
The
say
runaway game of the show.
And literally runaway because people were running down the fucking aisles.
Yeah, true. They were literally running.
But can I point out that this
There were
Zelda
lines for 2 hours just to watch it.
This Zelda was taking from more modern games than any other Nintendo game in recent history. And I think people want that. I think that's the same reason people want Metroid Prime. Like Star Fox did really bad. The latest Kirby didn't do too great. Nobody cares about like Mario Party. It's just kind of the same standbys. Like I mean, at least God of War is like changing its camera angle to be a different kind of experience, right?
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing though, man. Like, I mean, there are so many variations on the Mario formula that I mean, they don't need to make drastic changes.
I'm not trying to say that they're like really bad games that blah blah blah. I'm just saying that like they're very at least we could say they're very safe, and I think Nintendo is in sort of an Assassin's Creed situation where it's like you guys need to change up the formula a bit. You maybe need to take a break on some stuff. Because, like...
Well, I mean, that's what Mario Galaxy was all about. They had the Galaxy series came in and just fucking changed everything.
Yeah, that's true. Galaxy was great, but Super Mario 3D Land, not so much.
I thought Mario Sunshine was better, but...
Like, if you want to get me excited about Nintendo again, you need to give me Metroid Prime 4. First of all, you need to just make it Sega, because that would be better. Sega is objectively better than anything Nintendo has ever done.
I'm sorry, Doc, I don't want to cut you off, but when I said Mario Sunshine is better, Brandon looked like he just watched Two Girls, One Cup.
Were you actually serious?
I enjoyed Mario Sunshine. I actually bought a GameCube a few years back and played that, and I really liked it. It's not great, but I liked it anyways. It grabbed me somehow. I couldn't tell you why. But, I mean, honestly, like, my Wii U is not exciting to me as a console. I'm way more excited for the NX, which would basically be giving us Fire Emblem on our TVs, and Pokemon on our TVs, and Monster Hunter on our TVs.
But dude,
that's amazing. Like, the Nintendo 3DS is the only real Nintendo platform I care about right now.
So here's the thing, dude. Like I know I've said that first-party exclusives don't sell systems. The exception I'm going to make is I think the NX is going to fucking take flight when it launches next fall, or not next fall, next spring.
Pokemon on your TV is huge.
Well, dude, look at the fucking 3DS. The 3DS beat both the PS4 and the Xbox One this month just due to Pokemon Go, and it's not even available on the fucking platform.
Yep.
So,
Pokemon is a monster. Like, it's literally just the.
So, dude, yeah, exactly. Now, dude, supposedly on the NX, within the first 6 months, you're gonna have Zelda, you're gonna have Mario, you're gonna have fucking Pokemon. Dude, that thing is going to. I think this is going to be a fucking turnaround. It's going to be a turnaround that Nintendo needs. I think the NX is going to do very phenomenal. I think it's going to do fucking phenomenal out the gate. And if that happens, I will happily eat crow when I say that first party don't sell.
I
will eat dog food. I'll eat it live. I'll eat it live on the air.
The only way it's going to go phenomenally out the gate. Is if they have Pokemon right away. If they don't, it's going to be a Wii U situation where people are like,
I disagree.
This is too weird to be cool.
I disagree. I think if people know it's coming, if people know that it's coming within the first 6 months, the NX is going to sell fucking gangbusters. I guarantee it.
Priced right too.
And if I'm wrong, I will eat fucking dog food.
Doesn't it take like 2 years to get a new Pokemon? So the earliest we can expect a new Pokemon is 2018.
It needs to launch with a Wii Sports, not a Wii Sports type, like something that's as big as Wii Sports.
It's worth noting that the 3DS was far behind the DS in sales and was actually a disappointment for a long time.
When the 3DS launched, it was a huge failure.
And the new Nintendo 3DS was even worse. It's taken a really long time for the new Nintendo 3DS to pick up steam. So. Like, I agree that there could come a point where the NX is doing gangbusters, but I think it'll actually launch pretty softly, pretty slow, unless they have a killer app. Because we're going to sit here and we have our Wii U's. They're cheaper than the NX. We're just going to play Zelda on the
What are we betting? What are we betting?
Well, I don't bet.
Oh, come on. See, that's no fun. Why would you say you're not going to bet? What's it? So I'm willing to bet that the NX... out the gate. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let me come up with some numbers that I think sound realistic.
It's got to be priced right too. That's the other thing.
So if you look at the tech that's inside the NX, I don't see this thing launching at anything more than $299. And at $299, and from anywhere between $250 and $299, this thing is going to fucking murder. It's going to murder, and we should all be happy about it because a resurgent Nintendo is exactly what the industry needs.
I want Nintendo to be great. I just like everything I'm seeing, all the information that I have, has me really like speculative. Because I mean, I don't see like in like the past few years like Game of the Year stuff. I don't see people going like the new Mario game is my Game of the Year, or the new Kirby, or the new Yoshi's Island, or whatever. Like nobody seems like super excited for any of those.
I was excited about Kirby Robo Planet because that game is a shit.
Like everything feels kind of niche to me. Like even Monster Hunter, which is pretty popular. It's like one of the most popular 3DS games.
I never understood that because I played it and I think it's trash. But that's just me. I'm probably gonna get some hate for that, but I don't care. I'll take it.
It's better now.
I'm not a fan of Monster Hunter at all.
I have never played Monster Hunter.
Never played it.
Generations, like I didn't like 4, but Generations is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I played the demo for Generations, and I thought it was a much uglier Soul Sacrifice.
I've never played Soul Sacrifice.
Soul Sacrifice.
Never played Soul Sacrifice. I don't care about any of those types.
Soul Sacrifice Delta. I'm not into that. I'm not into those kind of games, and I thought Soul Sacrifice Delta was fucking.
We're like how many months out of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and like no one's talking about it
10
anymore.
Yeah, like 10 months.
Yeah, like it just fell off the face of the earth. Like everyone was hyped up for that for like years, and then it comes out and it's like they stop talking about it super fast. Now,
Dude,
granted,
Yeah, you know what? Because there's fucking nothing to talk about other than, oh, the planets were really beautiful. I loved exploring them, but there's no fucking story to talk about or discuss. Like,
and that's
yeah,
kind of
it is
that's kind of where I'm at with like Nintendo games right now. It's like they're doing some stuff, they're doing some cool stuff, but I feel like they're so focused on creating unique games that maybe some of the games aren't quite as. They're just kind of relying on Nintendo polish, and nothing's really satisfying the itch that I have, other than Pokemon. Pokemon is the only series from Nintendo that I'm playing religiously. Everything else is I play it for a little bit, I get tired, I go on to other things. Mario Maker is like the only real phenomenon I think they've had lately. Before that, Splatoon. Before that, I don't know. Like I guess people like Mario Kart, but it didn't seem like they liked it as much as the last one. So
well,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, Mario Kart Wii is like one of the best-selling games ever made, I think.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, apparently people on Twitter are freaking out because they've been waiting all night for the Star Wars Rogue One trailer at the Olympics. It was supposed to air at like 9, and it's now like 10:25, and it still hasn't come on.
Oh, that's weird.
People are fucking flipping out now. But I also wanted to point out real quick, in less than 2 months, we will be playing Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, that's insane.
That blows my fucking mind.
Insane. And it's not guaranteed to be trash like Duke Nukem Forever was.
I've still got concerns. Well, I hear some police sirens somewhere, man.
It ain't me.
Somebody's talking shit. Somebody got shot.
It's now I live on the route past the fire station.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, you get used to it though. There's also a steam whistle at the top of the hill near my house.
Are you like Joe Pesci from My Cousin? Oh, Enrique's gone. Are you like Joe Pesci from My Cousin? Yeah. Are you like Joe Pesci from My Cousin Vinny? Where like you can't sleep unless there's a shitload of noise outside. Like.
No, I have a white noise filter in my room to kind of block out that. But yeah, this school year is going to get really annoying because every hour we'll have a steam whistle blowing out. Like it's one of those like whistles the entire town is supposed to hear.
Nice.
Except it happens every hour for classes. So yeah, but hey, I have a cheap apartment, so I got that going for me.
Somebody in chat, SOT-nist or SOT-nist, I'm not sure. He's been watching us for a while, but I'm not sure. I've never been certain on how to pronounce that. He makes a really good point. He says, I feel like 1997 again, waiting for a new Final Fantasy. Completely agreed. Completely agreed.
I think it's
Symphony Is it weird that I'm getting less excited for it?
Dude, I remember in 1997, when that shit came out, I was 16 years old, and I didn't have a car, and Final Fantasy VII was coming out, and I fucking begged my dad to drive me to EB. It was EB at the time. I was like, Dad.
Sonic's Boutique.
I was like, Dad, drive me to EB. Oh, Enrique's back. Hey, man. I was like, drive me to EB so I can buy Final Fantasy VII. And of course, I've spoken about it before. My dad's like, yeah, only queers play video games. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, Dad. I yeah, that's my dad. That's my dad for you. So I was finally able to get a buddy of mine to drive me to EB, and I picked up. And dude, that was the first time in my life that was the first time I'd ever seen anybody make a huge deal out of a launch game. They had like a CRT television because like HD wasn't a thing back then. They had a CRT television on the counter, and it was playing that FMV from Final Fantasy VII when they're walking up Mount Nibble, and it was intercut with scenes from Nibelheim and Sephiroth. He was looking at Cloud and turning around and walking into the fire. And I'm sitting here watching this, and it was the first time I'd ever actually seen the game in motion because I was reading EGM and Game Fan, and I was just like, oh my god, like I can't believe this. Because I come from playing Final Fantasy VI to this, and it's very similar. It's a very similar feeling being excited about a Final Fantasy game again. I just hope it's good.
It's been 6 years, dude. 6.5 years.
I want it to be good. I conceptually, it seems like the first truly interesting Final Fantasy to me. Like I don't want to say like Final Fantasy games are not interesting. Just like it feels like the first Final Fantasy game that actually kind of has overlap with my own personal tastes. But I've heard things about it that have me worried that it won't come out as good as I want it to be. But those rumors may not be true, so hopefully...
I hope they're not true. I hope they're not true.
Yeah, I want it to be a great game, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want Dishonored to be a great game, too. I don't, there's all sorts... I never want a game to be bad. I want them to release a new Killzone that is, like, the best first-person shooter ever. I want Half-Life 3 to be amazing. Like, I want all games to be good. I temper my expectations for
God, Killzone could be so good if they wanted it to, man.
The only thing I remember about Final Fantasy VII was one of my friends. He's like, everybody's talking about Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy VII, but the truth is, the better console. Do you know what it is? And I was like, no, I don't know what a console is. He's like, oh, well, it's the Nintendo 64. And he's like, do you know why it's better? And I was like, no. He's like, it has 64 bits.
64 bits of processing power.
I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, you're retarded.
That's why I miss magazines, man. Because
I'm like, can it play Age of Empires? And he's like, no. And I was like, I don't care. Because, like, Age of Empires was the only game. That and Monster Truck Madness were, like, the only games I played.
I got down on some.
I was so hooked on Age of Empires for such a long time.
Yeah, like, I literally, one of my
MSN
friends
Gaming
ripped,
Zone.
like, he copied his installation directory on a CD, and, like, including all his saves and everything, and, like, gave me Age of Empires 2 like that. And then my mom and dad found out and, like, tried to give the CD back, but did not entirely succeed in that endeavor. So I secretly played the same mission over and over and over again because the saves didn't work very specific. Like, it's, yeah, that was my childhood, was mostly just trying to play Age of Empires in secret.
All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and kind of wrap it up here because normally we go for an hour and a half, and we had kind of some technical snafus earlier.
Close enough.
But yeah, close enough. I think we went about an hour and 10 minutes all said and done. So
we've really been stretching it out, trying to ramble on.
But I'm fine with that, actually. You know what?
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Well, so like it's kind of a slow news. I mean, this is the summer drought. There's not a lot.
Summer drought. It's true.
There's not a lot to talk about, but I actually am happy that a bunch of people showed up to just.
Summer drought my ass.
Well, yeah. So
I've been busy.
I'm talking as far as news go.
Wait until October, and then we'll see.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that's also that's
speaking,
partially your fault, Enrique, because you wait so long to play some of the best games, and then it's hard for you to get caught.
And you haven't even played Doom yet. So.
Yeah.
I did play Abzu.
Abzu was fucking amazing.
That was pretty good.
A great game.
I've heard a lot of like really wide-ranging response to that game.
Chris Reyes in chat actually has a good question. Will you guys live react on September 7th? Probably.
To what?
To that Sony to that PlayStation event where they're going to reveal the Neo.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll live stream something, and if anybody else wants to join me.
Unless I have like a work meeting, I will be there. Yeah.
Yeah. What day's the 7th?
Shit, dude. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Wednesday.
Is it a Wednesday?
What time's it gonna be?
Oh man, I want to say it's
Have
like.
they even scheduled it yet?
Yeah, I mean it's September 7th. I just don't know what time. But
do we know it's being live streamed even?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, they'll live stream because they're supposedly they're going to demo that Neo technology and tell you why you should buy it. So I'm very interested to see that. So yes, some of us will be live streaming our reactions to the, or we're going to live stream the event, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we thought. At least I will, and I know Doc says he will, and a few others will probably.
It's going to be 3 p.m. at the PlayStation Theater in New York, so I'm guessing it's going to be Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. Yep, I'll be there. Well, I won't be at the event, but I'll be there.
John's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
Broadcast.
I'll be in New York there, fucking hanging out. I won't have a press pass, so I'll
get on my bicycle now, and I should be out in time.
I'll get there eventually. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and cut it off here. I do want to remind everybody to please keep an eye out for us on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a very special live stream of Uncharted 4 multiplayer. Look, our good friend Look at Me Go is going to be there, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I want to leave some mystique in the air, but I highly, highly recommend that you guys show up because it is going to be a really, really awesome time. We've got some surprises in store, so definitely recommend you guys show up. Before we go, does anybody have anything else? Or, as we like to say in the Marine Corps, does anybody have any saved rounds?
No, I do not.
Oh.
Brandon's like, oh my god, I want to go play fucking Overwatch now. Look at him, dude.
I want to get down on some Mercy.
He's like,
I'm playing No Man's Sky right now.
He's trembling. All right, guys. Well, hey, real quick to everybody in chat, thank you for joining us.
I need to feel the
I got one thing to say, John, real quick.
Go ahead, man.
Don't forget to check us out Tuesday night, Base Radio Arcade. We're gonna have Christian Allen on.
Our sister podcast, making waves.
Yeah. Christian Allen.
Oh yeah, I met him at GDC. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be on Tuesday night, shoot the shit with us. So, yeah, cool guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I was on a podcast with him and Mike Mullis from NLG. He's really cool.
I was on a podcast with you the other day. You're really cool.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right,
it's always a pleasure to have Enrique from our sister podcast, Basement Radio Arcade, here with us. And thanks for kind of jumping in, Enrique. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Always a pleasure.
Hashtag House Neutral, always representing.
Yep.
So yeah, and real quick to everybody in chat, thank you for kind of, there's not a lot going on in the news right now, but thank you for sticking around and listening to us ramble about video games. We don't look at you as followers, we look at you as friends, and we really, really appreciate you being here. I'm wondering what the hell he was just totally shitting about. Oh.
I just saw the biggest mound of gold ever.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, dude, is it the Rogue One trailer? But no, it's a fucking mound of gold. Damn it. But anyway, thanks to everybody in chat. We hope you continue to join us every week as the show gets bigger. Real quick, I'll end on this. Somebody actually asked me, they said, you guys have a really amazing podcast. Surprising you don't have more subscribers, and it's never been about that for us. We just want to talk video games, and if we have an audience to listen to us do it, all the better. But that's why you'll never see us.
If you want to share all of our stuff everywhere,
please. We're not going to say no. We're almost at 600 subs. Right now we're 7 away from 600 subs. So please, hey, I'm not going to say no to more. So if you guys want to help spread the word on Twitter or whatever, talk some awesomeness about us, we would really appreciate that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end it here. And as always, it's not always poetry, and we don't always agree, but we always keep it real as hell. And we will see you guys on Saturday for live streaming Uncharted 4 multiplayer, and we will see you again next week on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys later.